It's all in your head. That's what I heard this morning when I woke up. Even before I got out of bed, I'm hearing it's all in your head. And we all hear things. That's our consciousness. And sometimes we listen. We call it our intuition sometimes. And we decide, do we want to believe that? Is that real? Because we all have it. It's very individual. No one's consciousness is going to be the same. And so, but I learned a long time ago that I'm going to listen to mine. I'm going to follow it because I used to ignore it all the time. Purposely, I used to ignore it. But no, I'm going to stay with it. I didn't know what it meant, but I kept hearing it's all in your head. Now, I know that everything is about mindset. The only way that you experience your life is through your mindset or the way you choose to think about yourself. And we think about ourselves in different ways, and that happens because of how we grow up, how we've been programmed, typically, and how we've chosen to believe certain things. That's all. It's our mindset, and we have control over it. The problem is we don't always trust it. We don't always go with it, or we don't use the tools that are available to begin to change our mindset. And we know this now because of neuroscience. A lot of these things we didn't understand, 100 years ago. It didn't make sense because we didn't have the science to understand that necessarily. There were philosophers and teachers and all of that who had this kind of advanced information that would come through. That's how our world evolves. But I kept listening to that, didn't know what it meant, but I got up and then I did my Wilhelm message as I do every single day. And as I went to share the message, I went to Facebook. And on Facebook there are memories that pop up on a particular day to show you this is what was happening a year ago. And very clearly, right in front of me was something for April 16th of 2022. I was doing a channeling session. I said, wow, that must mean I'm supposed to listen to it. Again, I'm listening, I'm following my guidance. I listened, I pulled up the session, and it was shocking to me. Because see, a year ago, on this date, on April 16th, I had a channeling session and I said everything that was going on in my life and in the world. I said all of that. And I've been told in that session as well that I knew about this a couple of years ago. I was talking about it then, but we don't listen to ourselves all the time. That's that mindset again. Now mine is different. I'm able to access different dimensions of understanding, but I also don't listen to it all the time. I don't go back. If I don't go back and listen, it doesn't mean much. And it's the same thing when we study anything. We know that when we go to school, we read books, all of that, but we have to review the information because everything is about an evolution in consciousness. And see, several years ago, I knew that I had been given something that would allow anyone to create a great life, anyone to move through any problems that they had in their mindset, in their consciousness. I had it all because, see, I lived it. I walked through every difficulty that you have. I've walked through every problem, every challenge. I've done that. I'm 72 now, and so I've got to give it back. And I knew that. But the other part of me has these patterns. We all have patterns we have to break because they're long-standing. Sometimes they're generational. We don't even know that we're doing it because we're operating on this automatic programming, and that's what I've been doing all of my life. I have this need to help people. I've always been this person. I love people so much that I have to help them, even when they don't want to be helped, and that's been my problem. And in the video, when you listen to it, you will hear how many times I've done this in my life. I can take you back through my whole entire professional career and show you how many times that I would let everything that I had go. I would let all the stuff go if I could only help someone else. When I was doing my vocal coaching, when I was first started with that, it became a real problem because I would run over. I would be with a client. I couldn't let them leave until I knew that they had achieved something. I became obsessed with it. When you listen to the testimonial videos that have just come out about my work, you will hear people talk about that. But we're also in a different time in the world where I can no longer do that one. I have to break my own habits of being who I was. That's what we all have to do. That's the way we evolve. We have to let go of the old people we used to be. When I knew a few years ago, more years ago than that our world would be changing, It's not accidental, all the things that are happening in the world. I've talked about them all. I've channeled them all. I've received the information. And then I was told that my effort, my contribution to this change in our work, in our world, would be to cause as many people as possible to love themselves, to move through their restrictions, their limitations, the things that they thought they did wrong, the things they thought they couldn't achieve, all of that stuff, because it's all mindset. And I was given all of the information. And it was so shocking to listen to this video, and I hope you do, because it will help you understand what's going on, because we're going to have more things we're going to move through in our world. But it's for a great purpose. It's to cause us all to become better, so that we can make the world better. And we're each given something individual, every single person. See, the thing that I know now, and this is what gets me sometimes a little frustrated, and I kind of overdo things, because I know the value of every single person. I can see your value and worth. Couldn't see it in myself. That's how we always operate. I could not see it always in myself, and I didn't pay attention to it, but I can see it in you. I can see it in any client that I work with. I know that you have this value. I know that you're supposed to offer something great to the world, and that you're supposed to live a life of love and abundance. You're supposed to have all of those things, but it's just the process of moving through the mental barriers and the limitations, which are all mindset. That's why I said I have an unstoppable mindset program. And when you listen to the testimony, you'll hear people say, I've never done anything like this. And if you listen to the one a couple of years ago, you would have heard people say, wow, this is better than Tony Robbins or Jack Canfield. I've talked about all of that before, but that was never my goal. I've never worried about my comparisons to other, and I've never worried about the money about it either. I just want to give so much. But it's also a change in the world where I can no longer do that. We have to all up-level and uplift ourselves and our world, and it's energetic. We create our lives and the world energetically. If you study quantum sciences, you'll start to understand that. But I want you to listen to the video. That's why I'm doing this. I want you to hear what was there, because you will understand so much more. And you will see in my program that I made some changes, because I also have this other deal. I'm very introverted. I didn't want to be out there. I've hidden myself for years. Like you might have hidden yourself. We can't do that. It's about embracing who you are, every aspect of it. And I understand what that struggle is, because I struggled with it for years. There isn't anything in your life that you're having difficulty with, that you're having a problem with, that you cannot move through with the program that I have, with the work that I'm doing. It's all in mindset. That's why it works. But I'm also, I had to break the habit of being myself. It's Joe Dispenza I'm talking about. And if you listen to those people, Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton, or Greg Braden, all those folks, they'll tell you about the scientific reasons that our world is changing. I just happen to receive it in a different way. I received it intuitively. But I also have a plan, because I wrote it all down. So that's why people are making the kind of progress that they are, because they don't get lost. There's always something there for them to follow through to change their mindset. So I really want you to hear that. But we're moving through more, and the reason I'm doing this now is because I have a big interview that's coming out, so I can no longer be hidden, and the spots that I have available in the program probably will be gone by then, because when you have 50,000 people hearing my entire story, something will happen. But please listen to the video. Understand that you have something to offer the world, and it's probably coming up, and it's in front of you now, and if you do that, you will help our world become much better. Also, your life will be completely changed.
I haven't done anything like this.
It's increased the confidence that I had in myself.
Everything is better. I mean, every single aspect of my life. My income, the progress is just amazing. Like you can see changes from week to week.
Introducing your last development program, Life Transformation for Success, the newest part of Roger Burnley's coaching series. In this 3-month online program, you will learn the mindset tools you need to dissolve the shame of your past, discover the gifts within you that make you important to the world, and get the confidence to rise above anything that stands between you and the life that you want.
Everything changed in my life. Everything. Every single thing.
It's time for you to reprogram your mind for success and become self-actualized. If you're ready to transform your life too, learn more at yourlastdevelopmentprogram.com today.